Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming. I am the majestic Snare. This is my disembodied voice, which is sadly currently suffering, ladies and gentlemen, from a chest infection. I'm coming to the end of it, it's turning into a cold. So if I sound a bit funny, that's because I am funny, but not in that sense. I'm just feeling a bit under the weather. So, needless to say, today's video is going to be about my 500-hour review. Now, I've done over 500 hours. According to Steam, I know my playtime in game is going to be less than that, but I can't suddenly do another 250 or a 300-hour video. I just got to do something about my 500 hours, because I think this is probably going to be my last one until I maybe hit 1,000 hours or later on than that. And I just want to give a bit of an insight into where I am right now compared to the other videos I've done, and talk about how I'm feeling with the game, what's in store for the future, etc. So I think consider this more a consumer type video, but also to compare to your own experiences with Warframe and maybe where you are in the game right now. Now, one thing I will say is I've been having a lot of comments on previous videos, and I'm really busy right now. So I'm having trouble sitting down and responding to you guys individually, but thank you so much for all the videos on the Warframe content I've put out. Really do appreciate it. So that being said, let's get on to today's video, shall we? So the first thing I've noticed after 500 hours is the fact that I am currently treating Warframe as a daily activity. Not because I feel like I'm going to miss out as such, but I do enjoy jumping on, even if it is just to claim the reward for the day, maybe do a kind of a sortie or two, not in the same day, but do a sortie, and then just mill about a bit. And it doesn't have to be a full-on gaming session anymore. I can jump on for an hour, I can turn it off, I can jump on, and I said that at the start, to be fair. You can turn on for 10 minutes, you can turn on for 10 hours, it doesn't matter, but I generally will spend about, I don't know, about an hour to 2 hours per day as an average. Some days are more, certainly on weekends, but that's generally what it turns out to be, and I find that nice. It's a nice way to sort of chill out after work, you know, jump into a mission and kill some stuff. You know, it's quite cathartic. In a previous video I did state this is my game that I love the most out of any gaming I've ever played, and I think that still applies, but it's my go-to game now. It's my life game. You know, I've always wanted a life game, the one I could stick with and it could support me as much as I could support it. It's definitely become that for me. So I'm in a position now where I'm happy to invest in it in time and in money in occasional senses. You can probably see from the screen on this video, actually I've got a credit booster running for a month. It cost me 200 plat. I know that's quite a bit, but I just felt the need to get my credits up, especially for what's coming soon around the corner, a bit of TennoCon. I'll discuss that in a moment. I've definitely approached this game now as I did at the start, and that's pretty much as a collector. Now, a collector for me isn't a hoarder, as some people have told me. You know who you are, I've said that, but for me, I want to collect the Warframes. I want to collect and earn those weapons, and in time, the only one I've actually bought, because I was worried I wouldn't get to see it, was Ember Prime. All of my other frames I've actually earned through grinding missions and grinding those missions out to get those parts to build the frames, to build the weapons, and I'm very happy with what I've got as a selection. I've only got about 8 frames to get, including, or the ones you can still get. The vaulted frames I don't really have any chance of getting now unless they become unvaulted. So things like Rhino Prime and obviously Excalibur Prime, which I'll never get my hands on. Those ones I won't see, but all the rest I'm working my way through. And when I get a new frame, I do enjoy spending my time with it, learning their abilities and seeing how my mood changes with each one. I still have to get my hands on Harrow, Chroma, and a normal Necros. I've got the Prime version, but I don't think that's really going to be any different. There's a few frames I just want to get my hands on, just to see what they're like, and just to have some fun, really. So there's that. In terms of weapons, I've certainly got a few more weapons to collect. They seem to go on forever, and because you have to use some weapons to build other weapons, to have a full collection, I think I'll go back and buy those again, you know, because I have to, really. There's no question, okay? Just walk on by. And with that, it comes with grinding bits and pieces to get the parts. Some resources are harder to get than others. It started to push me into having to get more resources from the Archwing missions, as well as some particular locations I don't necessarily do a lot of missions in. So I'm getting, you know, I have to build up my collections of Orokin cells, Tellurium, all those kind of high-end, uncommon bits and pieces for the guns and the parts that I need. As I mentioned before, I'm quite excited for TennoCon this year, mainly because I've bought myself the digital pack, which costs about $13.99. I don't know if you can still get it, but it gives you a few bits of cosmetic armour, a bit of plat, and also the chance to access Barrow's archives, effectively, being able to get stuff that he's had through all the times he's visited in the game so far, so it's a bit of a celebration there. So I'm building up my ducats, which you get from cashing in the prime parts you get from from the relics, and also building up my credits, which is why I've got this 30-day booster on credits. I thought, you know, what's the harm in it? I don't really buy boosters at all. It's my first one I've actually bought, but it's going to give me a chance to build up those credits, millions and millions of credits, just to spend on stuff that I just want to collect, and it's my chance to collect it. So there's that. You know, that's just me being opulent and silly, but I enjoy myself collecting my stuff. I'm not hurting anyone, so that's all good. And at this point, many people that will be watching this video may have seen my earlier reviews at 50 hours and 300 hours, etc. Now, what I will say is that I still believe this game is a very good game if you don't spend any money, but for me, I've decided to take that route of spending a bit and getting the benefits from that, because I can. I'm not saying that you have to spend money, and I don't think you do. If you want a game to jump in with your friends, it's still free. You can still access pretty much all of the game without spending any money. All these cinematic quests, all the side activities, it's all to do with leveling up. You can do it one single frame, and look, you can have fun. You don't have to spend the money, okay? Just wanted to say that and get it out there. You don't have to spend money on this game. I've said it a million times, it's said again. Thanks. One main thing that's become very apparent to me after 500 hours is that I still fucking hate Limbo. I don't like playing Limbo, and I certainly don't like being in squads where Limbo's there, in the randoms. It's such an easy frame to play badly, and if you have him modded out in the wrong way, you can completely ruin an event. I had a sortie a few days ago where Limbo was sending out this huge, I don't know what they call the fourth ability, but it's basically a huge bubble that will reduce your attack, but reduce the attacks you get, I think. And they've tweaked it recently, but it meant that all the damage that I could normally do, I couldn't do as much, so that it just dragged the mission out. So there's a lot of that inside the game. I still do not like Limbo at all as a frame, despite the fact I'm trying to farm his prime parts, because he became a prime very recently. It was leaked, it came out, and people are getting him all over the place. Now, I'm still having to get the 2 parts, I think, left of Limbo Prime, so I'm just working my way through that. But for me, that's the enjoyment of earning the right to have the frame, not just jumping in and buying it. Some people do buy it, don't use it, fair enough. That's your prerogative, but I think it's silly. You're either going to play the game to earn something, or play the game because you like that frame. And buy that frame, fair enough. Another thing I've noticed now is that whenever I look at other games, no matter what the game is, what genre of game it is, I look at it and benchmark it against my enjoyment with Warframe. Now, you might think that's a bit crazy. If I was looking at an RTS game, would I sort of, how could I even put it against Warframe in any way, shape or form? But for me, it's about the enjoyment it gives me. I know now the benchmark of what Warframe has done for me in gaming. It's reignited a love for video games and a real deep involvement with a video game. I want to make sure that any game that I come across now and start putting time into is going to be worthy of that, because for me, Warframe is worthy for my time. And so if I'm going to spend it with something else, then it needs to have won that. As you might expect, after 500 hours, I've completed all of the cinematic quests, including the Sacrifice, which came out recently. And I will say that if you are in any way a story-based player, like narrative, like to be taken through a story, those missions will take you through that story, and to some extent they are necessary for you to access certain parts of the game, to do certain missions, etc. But the 3 main ones everyone talks about, the Second Dream, the War Within, and the Sacrifice now, which just came out recently, those particularly 3 missions, including Harrow's Chains of Harrow and the Apostasy Prologue, which you need to do in order to do the Sacrifice, all of them are good story-based missions, and they have something to them, and different people will like different parts. Personally, Second Dream is still my favourite, and I think the Sacrifice might be going somewhere, but right now it didn't give me as much of a oomph as I was expecting. But we'll maybe go into that in another video. So now we get onto the part of the video I want to give some advice to maybe new players, considering myself a semi-amateur Warframe player. I'm certainly not an end game or veteran or anything like that, but I've got myself 500 hours, so I wanted to talk about my experiences up to that point. Okay, to you guys who are just starting out, the main rule is enjoy playing Warframe. There's nothing more annoying with a game than you just feel like you're doing it as a chore. Just enjoy it, play it how you want to play it. If you want to be solo, fair enough, go do that. If you want to play with friends, do that. If you want to experience the story, go do that. It's fine, there's so much in this game to do, you can just get yourself lost and just enjoy it, okay? So whatever you want to do, that's how you have fun with the game. That's what games are for, okay? Have fun. Just live by my one life rule, really, and don't be a dick, okay? If you got any chance to be a dick, there are places in Warframe you can do that. So that's all I'll say, just don't be a dick. You will find that some frames are harder to get than others. Certainly frames like Equinox need an absolute metric shit ton of grinding to get the parts. I think I did that mission, God, maybe about 50 times just to get all the parts needed for it. It's got quite a lot of parts to it, but even so, that took a long fucking time. When they released the Beast of the Sanctuary recently, there was a new Warframe brought out called Korra, and you could only get that through the Sanctuary. I have played the Sanctuary hundreds of times, up to Wave 8, where you would be dropping the parts for Korra that I need. I still don't have Korra, so I would strongly suggest, if you're lucky enough to get your hands on Korra, then just cherish that, okay? Just fucking cherish it, because old Snarey boy here doesn't have Korra, and can you sense how little bitter I am about it? Just take that in for 1 second. 100 times. Each one of those is about 20 minutes. Fuck you, Korra. Fuck you, Warframe. Of course I'm joking. Of course I'm joking. I just feel that it's been unkind to me in the drops. The drop rate is absolutely ridiculous. I want to have the frame, but it's taking so long to get it. I actually don't want to play the game mode anymore, and I've got an absolute shit ton of relics from it, which is great. I've got something, but I haven't got the parts I need to build Korra. Okay, so that's just me whiny little Snare. Never mind. The other frame that's causing me issues to get hold of is Harrow, purely because there's one particular mission type I need to do, and it takes some time to get to the point where I could get the drop to get the part I need. I'm just not doing enough. As simple as that. So that will change in time. I'm sure I'll get it one day, but right now it's just like, oh, I need to get that final part of Harrow. And he's one of those frames that everyone uses, and he's very useful. I just want to get my hands on him and try him out, but it's just not happening right now. If you're really green to this game, you're really new to it, and you just don't know how to approach Warframe, it's quite simple. Just jump in. You'll find out when you pick your first Warframe about how you're going to play with that Warframe, and all the different Warframes are like different classes, so you will find one that suits you better, and then you might stick with it. You might find a gun that really works for you. One of my particular favourites is the Nucor. It's a secondary weapon, but it does radiation damage. It just melts people in front of you. I find that really fun. There's a cannon called Tsar, which literally just blows them to bits, and then blows more things to bits afterwards. My favourite handgun is a split between the Tigris Prime, because of the pure punching power it has, and also the Amprex, which you'll see in the video today. It's just a crowd control-y, arcing electricity gun that, quite honestly, I don't want to use anything else. I'm going to have to level up another gun. I feel dirty inside. Amprex all the way for the win. Amprex, we love you, Amprex. So I've been playing Warframe for about 4 to 5 months and ranked up about 500 hours playtime. I got to MR 17, so that's not too bad. What I will say is that over that time I've seen the game be tweaked, and certain things have been nerfed and balanced and worked on, and still the community within Warframe is still a great community. There's a little bit of divisiveness going on about the sacrifice and some of the UI changes that are coming into Warframe. I personally don't like the new UI changes. I've kind of got used to the old ones, but that being said, these things are inevitably going to change over time, and it's just that you got used to something. It's not worse or better, really. It's just different. So we'll learn to love it, and if there's really a problem, then DE will listen, I'm sure of that. So we'll see how it goes. So if you take nothing else away from this video today, it's purely that this game is a living game. It will change over time, and DE are a fantastic developer. I will always stand by them, providing they continue to do great things with this particular game itself. It's just so much fun for me and my friends. I see them pretty much every day on it, so it's good. So I'm a biased, opinionated person on Warframe. I'm not going to sit here and bash it. They don't do things great all the time, but they do have a communication and a dialogue with their fans, something that not really any other company has that to the extent and the size that Warframe is. It recently got the most played free game on Steam, which is a fantastic achievement, considering there's some big hitters out there, notably like Dota 2 and stuff like that. So fantastic achievement for them, and this is just a testament to how good the community is and how good the game is. So well done DE, well done the fans of Warframe, and thank you for getting this far in the video. I appreciate it a lot. Now my voice is literally giving out now, so I need to kind of stop talking. That would be good. But I wanted to say one thing, and that is thanks for being involved in these videos. And don't forget, we have videos coming out every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and I'll be doing some more Warframe related content on Thursday. Please like and subscribe to the video if you have liked and heard what you see here today. I'm literally going to go off and die in a corner somewhere now while trying to edit this, because oh my god, my throat is killing me. I've been drinking between every sentence almost, and it's not helping. So guys, thank you for sticking with me, even ill disembodied voice of Snare. You are fantastic. Love you all. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, love you. Bye bye. Oh god, that hurt. Bye bye now.